You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And I honestly see why a lot of these old rich guys that have large businesses seem like just very unapproachable, and they seem very upset all the time because you just get screwed over so much. You get screwed over so much. I mean, just in the last year, we have $242,733 of unpaid invoices that were due, that we did the work for, that I've paid out of pocket for the team. Like, I've never been late paying people. I just always try and work with a very high degree of integrity. And I always assume that other people do as well. Like, I'm literally always under the assumption that I'm working with someone that's just a super good person. And this just happens so much where we've constantly just had to adjust and adjust and adjust. And contracts don't mean shit. You could say, Josh, what about the legal? We have the legal. We're not going to do anything about it because lawyer fees would just be more. And it's sometimes you lose the battle to win the war. And we just have never been fans of burning bridges, or at least I haven't. I mean, this is my call at the end of the day. I'm sure that some people on the team might have different opinions on what we should do. I just see it as you are paying to learn one way or another. Some people's colleges are $242,000, 733 thousand. But I'm just ugh. The reason why I'm really upset right now is we were just onboarding a client, which we've worked for the past week now, and we have done a substantial amount of work. I have probably already spent $6,000 just to building the team to do the work, and we have not been paid. And we changed our contracts in a lot because we wanted to prevent getting screwed over. So in the contract is just auto pay, where it's like a subscription service where it's, 5 figures per month in subscription where the business has to approve. And I never even check. I'm not concerned with getting paid because I just assume it's always going to happen. And so just a week goes by and I looked at it, got declined. They declined the subscription, which in the contract you have to approve. Okay, I agree to the price and I agree to auto pay. And then right when the contract was signed, the invoice gets sent for auto subscription and it was declined. And then we onboard another client this week. Theirs was due. Guess what? It's not paid yet. So the one that declined it does not show up here for not due yet. But it's just like, so how we have to continuously adjust the model when I want to be the good person, where I don't want to take payment until we're already doing a little bit of work. But now we're going to have to take payment on the call, set them up the subscription service. Like on the sales call, we're going to have to take their card. And sometimes we don't get the first bit of work out and the first bit of results out for the first week because it's such a big process that we're doing, but we don't have an option anymore. And I don't want to do that. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, we're definitely I just got another bad email. I mean, this is just the stuff that happens every single day. And the bigger the businesses get, the more problems you have. It's never less. It is never less. And so that's why having a bigger goal and bigger vision is so important to where you can stay grounded during this. And I'm still in such an incredible situation where I always have a positive outlook on life. And I just want to move with a insane amount of integrity for every single stance. But it definitely becomes harder and harder and harder and harder and harder to give people the benefit of the doubt when you get proven wrong over and over and over again. And so it is quite upsetting, especially, I mean, this is a lot of money, but it's also a lot of learning experience. There's the bright side. We just have to refine our business model even more, because if we had everything dialed in, all the processes, and this wouldn't happen, even with good legal, we should just take payment right away before we start work. And I still think it will come through, probably because I'm too naive. And I think this person, there was some sort of mistake with their assistant or something, because we're still communicating with their team every day. We're still working every single day, but we're just going to have to get it cleared up. And these are not conversations that I like having, but this is the stuff that needs to get done. And these are some of the problems with business, which is why in a lot of ways it is easier to have a job, because if you have a job, you don't have to worry about this. You do not have to run around for your check. Or I guess some people do. Maybe if they're working for bad individuals, but I have never once even considered not paying someone. Like, why would you do that? It doesn't even make sense. You pay for someone for what they do. I pay people when I probably shouldn't have. There's so many good things going on too. We're really refining the team. We're refining the process. The business is growing very quickly. But with growth, there are troubles. And this is just one of the many troubles. And this is actually one of the smaller troubles that comes up. Like, although this seems large, this is not. There are substantially bigger issues that come on a day-to-day basis. And so the pros of running a business is you have such outsized returns where you can make so much more money. The cons are all of the stress and pressure is on you, the business owner. 100% of it, every single thing that goes wrong is going to trickle up to you. It always will. It's always going to. So if you want the business and you want the freedom and you want to do all the things, you also have to have the stress and pressure that comes with it, which 95% of the time, it is overwhelmingly worth it. There are just small circumstances where it's like, fuck it. Like, you feel like you are weighing the world. This is the Atlas Shrugged. And my favorite book ever is Atlas Shrugged, where they're going over the kind of the producers of the world, which in the book are the entrepreneurs who are actually driving society forwards, the people that are drilling the oil wells, that are building the railroads, that are moving everything along to where we can have a better future. Because without increasing the productivity of the world, you don't see progress. And money is not progress. Money itself means nothing. Money is a tool, but money is a way to exchange value for value. And the more value you produce, the more money you get, the more of this tool that is awesome, which gives you flexibility and freedom and geographical location. And you can live in a bigger box and do cooler things and have a slightly nicer car and have a plane. All that stuff is just a tool though. And it is a reward by providing more and more value. Without people going out and building businesses, taking on all the pressure, having a bigger vision, changing the world, none of it would be possible. So you need these people that are the pushers. And it does sometimes feel like you have the weight of the world on top of you, which is the Atlas Shrugged kind of like the symbolism behind the name of the book. Like the kind of the transition of this 1,000 page book is what happens if the entrepreneurs and the producers of society that are actually trying to provide more and more value to move along the world, what happens if they just stop and they walked away? So that's what the book was showing. Like, all these entrepreneurs just left because the government was not incentivizing them. There were so many political campaigns against these business owners just because, I mean, you see this in society now. People hate business owners that are making a lot of money when those are the same people that are like, you use their stuff every day. You may hate Elon Musk, but you want the electric car. You want all these new things. You want the ability for people to go to space and to go to Mars. You hate Jeff Bezos, but you love Amazon. And so doing great things, you are going to get hated. And a lot of these people hate these super rich people when you use their stuff every single day. The person is laying the concrete and that's coming up with these incredible inventions and moving society forward through innovation and increased productivity through business. What happens when they all go away? Well, it usually starts to crumble. And different, at least that's what the kind of the theory of the book showed. But you can see that in like anywhere in the world. When governments get too big, they drive out the entrepreneurs who are like actually driving society forward, and the economy start to underperform substantially, which is why America is still the best country in the entire world. Also why Dubai exploded so quickly, because they incentivized business owners to come there by decreasing their taxes, increasing the economic incentives, and people just follow incentives. And so America is still the best because it is the best place to build a business, the best rule of law for businesses and for people, and it is still the best place. But as the politicians get bigger and bigger, they clamp down on that. And it's just this constant yin and yang cycle. And I love the philosophical side, but it doesn't matter. Philosophy is fun, but the bills are still due at the end of the month. And now the bills for us are, I mean, exceptionally high, especially because payroll is way more than this. And so not getting paid is just eating out from what we would be able to use to make a better business. And so I would like to spend more time reading and thinking through philosophical subjects, but I don't, because I would rather build a business to make more money and drive society forward. And I find business to be the most fun competitive sport in the entire world. And I want to win and I want to get better. And I found that there's definitely been some fucking issues recently.